Just when you think the ZL11LE is the king of Camaros. No, we gotta talk about this. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having an awesome day. Today's video I'm going to be talking about specifically the 6th gen, probably predominantly the 2021. Now this thing has been going on, it started, you know, in the 60s with the 1st gen Camaro and that massive 427 it had, putting down some pretty awesome numbers. The SYC stands for Super Yenko Camaro, and the reputation's still going today. Now this car started back up by Special Vehicle Engineering. They have picked up the Yenko name, and they started it with the 5th gen going back to 2010 when the Camaro finally came back into production. And they have, there's 2 packages that they've been carrying through. Pretty much there was, up until 2020, there was a 800 horsepower, which was stage 1, and then there's 1,000 horsepower, which was stage 2. 2021, they have upped the ante to 1,050, and now it's 900 foot-pounds of torque. There's 2 stages as far as the 2021. So they did away with the 800 horsepower stage 1, and now since they introduced an automatic into the equation, now stage 1 is automatic, and that is still the old 1,000 horsepower. Stage 2 is the manual 1050. That's the full 1,050 horsepower, and that's the stage 2 is the manual. So that's kind of how they break it down now. If you see one on the road and it has the stage 1 on the back spoiler, you know it's an automatic. If it has stage 2, you know it's a manual. It's kind of how they're going to identify them now. It is a monster, to say the least. And keep in mind, this is something you can walk into the dealership, write a check for, and walk out the same day. This thing is crazy. It's crazy cool, too. Just by itself, excluding the cost of the donor car, is $69,995. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of money, but you're definitely getting your money's worth. And I did a video about this maybe a year ago, why I think that the Camaro SS1LE is the sweet spot in the lineup. And this pretty much just solidifies it. And they call it the baby ZL1 for good reason. I mean, it has everything that the ZL1 has minus the power. There's a few interior goodies that the SS doesn't have, but you can get in the 2SS, especially if you want to, you know, pay additional more, and you can factor those, build those into your car from Chevrolet, not SVE, Chevrolet. If you want the bare bones package from Chevrolet and the bare bones package from SVE, the 1SS Camaro is going to set you back $115,490. Now, if you want the bare bones 2SS package from Chevrolet and the bare bones package from SVE, it is going to set you back, it's basically just $5 more, $120,490. That's a lot of money, but they're only producing every model year that, you know, progresses. So in 2020, they're only making 50 units per year, 2021, 50 units per year, and so on and so forth. So, I mean, that's kind of how they're going to keep the exclusivity choked down on this car. And I don't think that, you know, maybe driving this will affect the value that much. So it's gonna be a pretty rare car. What that $69,995 gets you, and everything that I am going to list here, you can modify, you can work with them. Understand it's gonna be costing you more money, but you can change whatever you'd like. As far as like emblems and everything, you're gonna get an emblem on the hood, you're gonna get an emblem in the grill, that's Yenko, and then you're gonna get the, like I said, on the hood, you're gonna get the 1050 badging, as well as on the satin black, because they're gonna reuse the 1LE blade spoiler on the back. You're gonna get a stage 2 emblem, as far as a 1050 horsepower emblem as well. As far as the hood goes, they're going to replace the factory hood, and they're going to take the satin black hood off, and they're going to replace it with an exposed, if you would like, exposed carbon fiber hood. Now, pretty much the basic package is SYC in the front, and that stands for Super Yenko Camaro. And you're going to get a stripe down the middle of the hood. Obviously, you know, you can paint the hood to match the exterior color. You can work with them to do whatever you want. The front grille, the front fascia, is going to have the Yenko emblem. Other than that, that's pretty much as far as the exterior goes outside of the wheels. Now, as far as like 2016 to 2020, they had kind of like a torque thrust style wheels. Now they went with like a, you know, multi-spoke honeycomb wheel. It's a great improvement as far as I'm concerned, and these are the ones that I prefer. So 2021 seems like the year to get one if you're gonna get one. The interior changes are, it's pretty minimal, but I like it because it keeps the cost down, but it adds just enough to let you know that you're in something special, or the car is something special, if you haven't figured it out by the chop of the idle this thing's got. Pretty much you're gonna get a plaque identifying the chassis number, you know, of 50, whatever number you have. You're gonna get like an entry plate on the interior as you know, as you like open up the door and get in the car. And you're going to have just a couple emblems here and there that, you know, as far as Yenko, to let you know that this car is not, it's, you know, it's something different than just a factory SS. The drivetrain's where everything gets, you know, this is the fun part, and this is where all your money is going to be put into play. Working back, they are going to beef up the half shafts on the rear end. They're going to leave the factory ELSD alone. This is awesome. This rear end is awesome, and I love that the fact that they're using this ELSD the way that it is with the factory 373 gearing. The car is geared correctly. It's just 455 horsepower isn't enough. So adding an additional 595 will surely do it. They're going to upgrade the 10-speed to accommodate the 900 foot-pounds of torque, as well as the Tremec TR6060. They're going to upgrade the clutch and the flywheel combo, and the motor is where everything gets different. And this is why they stuck with the LT1, and I fully understand why now. The block is pretty much all that is going to remain the same. They're going to use a whole new rotating assembly with a 4340 twisted steel forged crankshaft, and they're going to use forged H-beam rods with forged aluminum pistons. The heads that they are going to be used are going to use a factory LT4 head that's ported. And the intake, well, that's gone, and it's going to be using a root style. It looks like a Whipple. I can't find anything as far as pertaining to exactly what blower that they're going to use. Also, I'm going to admit I haven't reached out to them to ask them any questions. Everything that I'm putting here is online. It's on their brochure, and I will definitely leave a link below. But you're going to see that they use a root style blower, and I like that. It's going to have, you know, instant power delivery. So 1050 is going to be kind of radical, but I like the fact that there is no plumbing involved. That's going to have no boost leakage. It's going to be self-contained oil, so it's going to be kind of a bolt-on package, and it's going to be pretty reliable. And it might have a few heat soak problems, but I mean, really, this car is an outstanding value for what it is, what it costs out the door. Massive power, massive torque, with a few cosmetic upgrades. $70,000, that's pretty reasonable for a 50 unit run from the factory. That's going to retain its resale value. Now, you're not sending this out to a tuner shop and then doing whatever you want for half the money or whatever. This is going to have certified from GM, the VIN number. It's going to have, you know, all the credentials it needs to hold, you know, make this a collector car and really retain its, you know, or go up in value. 50 units per year is not a lot of, you know, that's a pretty rare car. If you want to go apples to apples, you want to compare this against the other, you know, big three manufacturers. Ford has their Super Snake, and Dodge just announced that they're going to have a 2022 Dodge Ghoul, and it's going to have the 1,000 horsepower Elephant engine, and it's going to be backed with the Allison transmission. They're only going to make 100 units, but the MSRP on this car is going to be $200,000 approximately. Now, 100 units is that's an exclusive run as well. Yenko's going to have 50, and it's going to be half the units ran with almost half the money. Ford has their Super Snake, also producing 1,000 horsepower. As far as the Ghoul goes, but they will produce as many units as somebody would like. Anybody, and you can drag your used car in there to get this package upgraded as well. So there's no telling how many units that they're gonna have. And their package starts at $79,995. The Speedster or the Speedstar, the convertible version of the Mustang, that is going to start out at $138,740. So across the line, the Camaro has more power, it's going to have lower units, well, per year made, and it's going to be, half the cost of the Dodge in the Dodge's case. Now the price can go up and the price can vary as you want to add whatever little touches or whatever, personal knickknacks or goodies you want to add to this car to make it your own. But as far as base price out the door, it's gonna be more exclusive, and it's gonna be, come at a cheaper cost. Tell me what you guys think down below. Me personally, as far as I feel, I think a person can buy this, drive it a little bit, and I don't think that the miles are going to affect the resale value or the, just the collectability of this car very much at all. As far as, being as exclusive as it is and being at the price point that you can get it at, I think it's an amazing bang for the buck. Yeah, 6 figures for a car is, that's a lot of money. I don't care who you are, but I still think GM's got the upper hand in this one. Leave a comment below. On your way out, don't forget to hit that like button as well as subscribe. It's really going to help my channel out, and I appreciate all of you. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. We'll catch you on the next video. Until then, see ya.